California is home, there is so much diversity in our state and so many places that you can visit in a weekend. The northern coast is home to some of the least visited places in the state and home to the tallest trees in the world, the coastal redwoods. On a recent trip, Cece and I took the van up to explore this amazing corner of California. Our first stop was the Lost Coast, the longest stretch of coastline without a road in the continental United States. On the Lost Coast, we hiked our way out to Punta Gorda Lighthouse. On the way, we saw hundreds of female elephant seals on the beach for molting season, which is where they shed their outer layer of skin and fur. After the Lost Coast, we drove up to Prairie Creek Redwood State Park, where we did the longest hike of the weekend. We combined the James Irving Trail to the Fern Canyon Trail out to the ocean. This is one of our favorite coastal trails in California. The greenery is non-stop, and the smell of redwoods after it rains is one of the best smells that you can imagine. There are a lot of rolling ups and downs on this loop, and even though it was raining most of the day, the big trees are so massive that you have a giant canopy above you protecting you from much of the rain. Being in the presence of these giant redwoods makes you feel truly small in this world. Then we made our way up the coast into Oregon and up the scenic corridor to natural bridges. Natural bridges on this day was a really muddy hike that led us down to terrific lookouts over the dramatic rock formations above the ocean. The drop-offs on this loop head straight down into the waves below. This was our first time seeing any of the Oregon coast, and it was really beautiful. After a short visit to the southern Oregon coast, we drove down to Jedediah Smith Redwood State Park to hike out to Fern Falls. We did this pretty 5-mile hike out to Fern Falls via the Boy Scout tree. Our last major hike of the long weekend was Humboldt Redwood State Park. We created a fun 8-mile loop from Upper Bull Creek Flat that took us on giant fallen redwood bridges to cross the river multiple times. On the way out, we drove through the famous Avenue of the Giants to cap off our redwood and coastal weekend. The northern coast of California and southern coast of Oregon is a beautiful and still under the radar spot in the United States. The remoteness and ruggedness of this area is very unique, and spending time in the misty coolness of the redwoods is a beautiful and humbling experience that you can't get anywhere else.